everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today we have a 20-minute power vinyasa. Pretty straightforward, generally intermediate. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for beginners. There are definitely going to be points in this where it's going to get demanding of us in terms of flexibility and strength. So with that being said, we're going to start right away, top of the mat in a malasana squat. So find your way there, however you know to get there. Heels directly underneath the hips, toes facing out. Nice tall spine here. It can be easy to kind of collapse into the chest. Make sure our collarbones are pushing. Make sure our collarbones are nice and wide. Our elbows are pushing against our knees, opening up throughout the hips. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. From here, we'll take the fingertips to the mat, push in through the heels and straighten out the legs, come forward into a forward fold. You're welcome to straighten out the toes a little bit if you need to. Pedal out through the feet, almost like you're in a downward dog. We're starting to open up the backs of the legs. You can even grab opposite elbows and take a ragdoll fold. Generous bend into the knees, releasing from the lower back, rocking side to side. Fingertips with the mat. Once again, we're going to come back down into our malasana on our in-breath. And exhale, find that fold. So we're flowing in and out from these two shapes using our breath as our rhythm. Really opening up the lower body here, especially the hamstrings and the lower back. We'll take another round here. And next time you find yourself in the forward fold, find your feet towards more the center of the mat. Step the left foot back into a runner's lunge, high up on the fingertips, rocking it back and forth. Taking into the hip flexors. Plant the left palm and open up through the right side. Easy twist. Exhale, we're going to take the right fingertips towards the back of the mat as we pivot on the right foot, turning over to a side cobra here. So breathing in, find your easy twist. Breathing out, take it to the side. We'll do two more like this. One more. This time on your way back up, we'll take the right ankle on top of the left, finding your side plank. Option to lift the top leg if the strength is there. From here, plant the right palm. From your plank pose, we'll send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. First downward dog on the day, pedal out through the feet, push out of the shoulders, and curl the tailbone up. We'll roll forward and through our plank pose, breathing in on the plank, breathing out, lowering all the way. Inhale, cobra pose, shoulders down away from the ears, looking up. Exhale, back down, curl the toes under, push yourself back up through plank pose into downward facing dog. From your downward dog, we will bend through the knees, look forward, jump the feet to the outside of the palms, back into your malasana. Center here just a little bit, stabilize. Forward fold, heel toe the feet back to the center. This time stepping the right foot back, runner's lunge. Rock it back and forth, evening it out on the other side. Right palm down, left fingertips reach up, easy twist. Take the fingertips back as we pivot on the left foot, side cobra pose. Inhale up, easy twist. Exhale, dip it down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up through our easy twist, stacking the ankle bones, side plank, Vashisthasana option to lift the top leg. We'll plant the left palm, plank pose, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward back to plank. Exhale, maybe chaturanga this time. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From this downward dog, we'll start to get into our flow by reaching the right leg up, bending through that right knee and opening up through the hip. Stay working here. We'll pivot on the left foot and drop the right foot behind us, opening up into wild thing. So big back bend. Option to hold on to the back of the head with the right hand. Try to open up through the elbow and opening up through the chest more. Breathing in. Squeeze through the glutes to push the hips up. Look behind you. Exhale. Right hand meets the mat. Hug the right knee into the center. Squeeze the knee into the nose. Stepping in between the palms. Coming up into high lunge. Keeping a slight bend in this back knee. Making sure both legs are engaged here. Sinking low into this right knee. From here, keep a bend in this back knee, this left knee, as we just straighten through the front leg. So working on the quad strength of this left leg. Come back through, high lunge. Exhale, take the hands back as you straighten through front leg. You might want to tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale to lunge. Inhale, straighten. Exhale through your high lunge. We'll plant the left hand back down. Find your easy twist again. Both fingertips meet the mat. Drop the right knee back down. Get low into the hips. Taking a low lunge. With the back toes tucked underneath, we'll push in through this right heel, finding a half splits. And just like before, we're going to send the fingertips behind us to take a floating variation. So working on our balance and our core strength. Coming through to our high lunge, lift the fingertips up. Exhale to straighten. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale to straighten. Inhale from this high lunge. A little trick here, you can take your fingertips down if you really need your balance. The trick here is to slide onto that back foot and pick the right heel up, taking the fingertips forward into a pistol squat. Breathing in. This is very strong for the core. And coming into a standing splits from here by planting this right foot down. You can use your hands for balance. And kicking that left foot up as high as you can reach it to our standing splits. Option here to bend through that leg. Reach back with your right hand for a bind and a little quad stretch. Most importantly, we are breathing through this, no matter how difficult it may be. Or we'll release the bind and send the left leg all the way back to the mat. Straighten through the front leg. We'll take a revolved triangle here. So right toes pointed forward, back toes are parallel with the short edge of the mat. Take these right fingertips forward. Make sure the hips are facing the long edge of the mat evenly here. Reaching as far forward as we can, please, to the right hand before dropping it down to the inside of the right leg. Trikonasana triangle pose. Stay working here, or float the right hand forward to take a more active variation, strong into the obliques here. When you're ready, both hands meet the mat. Step it back. Option for three-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Going to the other side right away, lifting the left leg up this time. Big stretch here, bending through the knee. Open up through that hip. Stay working here. Pivot on the standing leg, coming into wild thing. Looking back behind us. Option to hold on to the back of the head. Open up a bit more into the chest. Strong body here.
Exhale, bend through the knees before pivoting back onto your mat. Left palm comes down, hug the knee into the nose, step it in between the palms. Back foot comes in just a bit, high lunge. And just like before, we'll send the fingertips back behind us as we just straighten through the front leg, keeping the back leg bent, strong quad here. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale to straighten. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, straighten. This time as we come up through our high lunge, we'll plant the right hand down, finding our easy twist again. Both hands meet the mat, drop the back knee, low lunge. Take a second here just to dip lower into this hip. I'll straighten out through this leg. Take the fingertips back behind you, or you can keep them down if you need the balance. The goal here is to challenge our core strength. We'll come up and through to our low lunge. Exhale to straighten. Inhale up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale last time. Exhale this time as we send the hips back. Real challenge into our balance is to roll onto our foot. Lift the left leg up to a pistol squat, sending the fingertips forward. Challenge your balance here just a bit. For going into our standing splits, kicking the back foot up, the right foot up. Option to bend through the right knee, grab back with your left hand, hold the heel close into the glute, a quad stretch. When you're ready, release this leg, the spine, send the right foot behind you, coming all the way up. Revolved triangle, open up through the front body. For taking the left fingertips forward, far forward till we can't reach anymore, and then dropping it down. Triangle pose. Option here is to lift and hover the arms. Demand a little bit more from the obliques here. And both hands meet the mat. Take your flow option for a one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Sigh out the mouth. Take the knees to the edges of the mat, big toes together, sit the hips back, wide-legged child's pose. Use this here to center your energy, ground yourself, allowing your heart rate to lower, your breath rhythm to gently become more steady, giving the body permission to cool down. No tension in the shoulders, no tension in the jaw. Finish up your last round of breath here. We'll start to come back up, meeting in the center of the mat for one last pose. Take double pigeon, stacking ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. So we'll start with the left
Start with the left leg underneath first, making sure that the ankle is in line with the knee. It's important here that we keep the feet flexed at all times to really protect the joints. We're gonna aim to stack the right ankle on top of the left knee and the right knee on top of the left ankle. Take yourself up to adjust. And if that knee is not quite, there's a bit of a gap in between here, like I have, perfectly normal. You can expect that space to close a little bit as you sit into it. So you can start just upright seated. If you have a gap in between the joints like I do, you're welcome to place a hand on top of that. Gently encourage it to start to close. Going further, option here is to start to walk the fingertips in front of you, making sure that your seated bones stay grounded the entire time. And finally, turn towards the right foot and start to fold forward. And as I fold over towards my right foot, I'm keeping my arm on my right knee to encourage that hip to open just a little bit more. But be gentle with yourself, especially at the end of a practice. Your body is much warmer, and so it's easier to stretch. That's why it's good to do deep flexibility practice. But you're also more vulnerable to overstretching and therefore injury. So listen to your body, make sure that there's no pain. We're breathing easily through this. About 2 more breaths here. And we'll start to inch our way back up. Release this chloros gently and slowly. Kind of shake out the legs a little bit before going on to the other side. Right leg on the bottom this time. Left leg is going to stack on top. Ankle on top of knee. Knee on top of ankle. Perfectly normal. For one side be a bit different. You can see this side's a little bit more open. For me, we'll stay working here upright. You can start to walk the fingertips forward. I like to push my palms against the ground to really force my hips to stay rooted and grounded here. And finally, we can turn over this left foot and fold towards the right side. Finishing up your last round of breath. When you're ready, we'll release this, coming back up and find a comfortable seat, whatever that may mean for you. Taking your hands on top of the thighs, palms down or up, your choice. Take a soft gaze or close the eyes. Blend here just with a couple of moments of silence together. And in our practice, just a little bit of concentration inward, reflecting the difference a practice can make. When you're ready, we'll reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, the sky. Kiss the palms together in prayer as we bring it down to heart center. Bowing forward, love and light me. Susan honors love and light you that we say. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I sure hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for more. Until then, thank you so much.